please join me while I play with these awesome John Next Door dies. Hey everyone, it's Squdge here, welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for joining me today. So today we are going to carry on with the sort of wintry theme, but as it's post-Christmas now, we're going to be slightly less Christmassy. So I'm going to do a couple of thank you cards using these absolutely stunning poinsettia dies from John Next Door. Now I got these last year and they are incredible, and you can get a stamp set to go with it, but I got the dies, and the reason that I love these is they are plates. So what you can do is you can line this up, stamp it, line this up with the stamps and just run it through your machine. It will cut them all out. So I got the solid one, and rather than the stamp I also got this outline detail die, and they do line up perfectly, which is wonderful if you're going to do it in that way. The way I'm going to do it, I'm just going to cut them separately, and then we're going to stick them together and create a couple of thank you cards for Christmas. I love these, absolutely love these. I'm so excited to use them. I haven't used them yet, so this is going to be good. Okie dokie, so I have cut some paper and I'm going to do some ink blending. So I have these blending brushes. They are the cheap makeup versions, not the official blending brushes. I got these on Amazon. I think I'm going to have to get some more so that I don't need to use multiple colours. And just using my distress inks, I'll put the colours on the screen. I just blended in some oranges and reds to try and get a nice sort of layered textured effect background. You do not need to have a perfect blend. This is going to be die cut. No one's going to see the entire piece together, so if it looks rough, don't worry about it. It will look amazing once it's die cut, because you'll have more intricate pieces and it will look really, really, really beautiful. I was quite pleased with how it came out, although I hated it at this point. Then I'm going to do exactly the same but with some blues and purples, and I did add in a little bit of pink. I felt it just needed a little more depth to the colour, so I did add a little bit of pink, and then covered most of it over with more purple and blue, but at least I tried, hey? I did try to add some pink. So there's the pink going on now. It ended up being quite a light pink, so I did cover a lot of it, but that ink pad was very juicy, so I was able to cover a lot of ground with that, which meant less white spaces. So then I did a violet, I did another blue, just added a few round, try and get a mix of colours so that when you die cut it you get this beautiful, beautiful effect, and I absolutely love it. It is starting to pill my paper slightly, just because this isn't sort of watercolour paper or smooth paper. I then did exactly the same thing but using ink daubers, so using the same inks, and this one looked even worse before it was die cut, because I did, especially on the reds and oranges, I tested out just doing really hard presses of the ink daubers, so you can see a couple of those reds have got the darker ring around the edge, and actually it came out beautifully, even that orange at the top there. But once it was die cut, you don't notice these things. It just adds a little bit of dimension to the colour. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So there's the reds and oranges. Again, just did it big enough so that the plate would cover it. And then I did have enough, thankfully, on each piece to also die cut my sentiment so that it matched. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing again after this with the blues, purples and that pink. Again, with the finger daubers, just doing the same thing, blending it through, making sure that we've got enough space. Now I did mess up there. I had a white dauber, or a dauber that had white pigment ink on, and I put it into my purple. I was horrified. So I tried to rub it off as much as possible, and then eventually did manage to just get the purple out, but my heart sank at that moment because I adore this purple, and I almost completely ruined it with that white ink dauber because I couldn't see the ink on it. So from then on, every dauber I picked up, I did touch the end just to make sure it wasn't, you know, got a hidden ink on it, ruin another ink pad. But again, just doing the same with a variety of blues and purples and that pink, and just blending it through. The oranges and reds blended a lot easier, I found, than the blues and purples, which I could be for two reasons. One, it could just be they are juicier ink pads. 2, it could honestly be the fact that I prefer purples and blues, so I use them a lot more. So in all likelihood, I've probably just used up some of the ink in the purples and blues. If you have smooth cardstock, they will also blend a lot easier as well. I didn't have smooth cardstock. This is just my regular A4 white cardstock, so it's not 100% designed for ink blending, but I still think it worked out well. And because it doesn't need to be perfect, it was brilliant. So I'm just going to fill in those gaps, check the plate die fits, that I've covered all the spaces, and then we can start die cutting. Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm still in love with this die. Despite how fiddly it was to get it out of the die, I love it still. Okie dokie, we are back. I have done some die cutting and I did a few different things. Hello, squeaky face. Yeah. She does this. She. Hello.
Okay, I'm going to cameo for myself.
Yeah, now you're going to put your hand in. Well, at least they can kind of see my engagement ring now in
yeah,
your version. This is what I should be wearing, peoples.
And this is the damage I did running into a door. It maliciously attacked me, honest.
Right. Aha! I've got that on camera now. You can never say that things don't attack me now because you've admitted it on camera. Winning! Whew! Best day ever. He always denies. I say things attack me when, you know, I'm clumsy and things attack me. Inanimate objects jump into my way and attack me. And he's just admitting on camera that it does it to him now, so. Anyway. Moving straight along. So, I did a few more in the red that you saw me cut and the purple, and I thought I would attach a couple together with you just so you can see what I did, which was grab my glue. So you could obviously, I tacked down in the middle. You have got larger bits here, so you could tack down them here. I'll do it on this big one so you can see. So you could tack down just like that. That's all it would need. And then you find the smallest one, which is this one here. No, that's the smallest one. Hello, kitten. So you find the smallest one to line up. And I lined that up completely wonky, but there we go. And then you can just wiggle it over ever so slightly until everything's lined up. And then I will press the ends down on this one because obviously I have tacked it. And so now this one is attached. You can obviously get the ends up. Try and do it without pulling up the glue. But yeah, so there is one, and then we'll do this one. Oh, I didn't even look at that before I lined it up. There we go. Find the little one. And you find the smallest petal. So each flower has a small petal, which made it really easy to line up the whole thing. Like, I love that I say like so as I twist it off. There we go. And so now this one you can adjust and lift up to create some dimension, which I think is so pretty, like so. So I thought I would also create a card with you. I have made a couple of others, so I will show you those. So here are some more of the poinsettias that I put together. I also cut out the thank you from the same inked sheet that I die cut these from. And I then got a piece of card that would fit. Let me find it, show you. And then I cut out the centre because we don't need this area. So this one, there we go, was there. You could die cut out a shape if you prefer. I couldn't think of a shape that I would have wanted to store for now. So I just cut out the rectangle from the centre. And I've done that with the other cards as well, just to save weight for postage and to save card, because it's dead space, no one's going to know it's there. And then we will attach this together. So I've cut out, this is a 5x7 card base, So this piece is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and this is 4.5 by 6.5. So I'm just going to stick these together using my usual tape trick. So I open one corner, then the other corner, and then you can position it nicely on. Pull the tape off and you're stuck. And you'll see why I do this, because I stick this piece on wonky, but because it's not fully stuck down, I can peel it off quite easily. I got it slightly wonky, as you can see, redid it because it was only stuck in one tiny spot, and it works brilliantly. And make sure we've got this the right way up. So we're going to pop our, let's see, we'll start off with our big flower. And I want the thank you near the top. So we will stick on our largest flower down here. It's an orange corner, so I'm going to put one of the red petals towards it. Then we'll do our next biggest over here. So I'm just going to stick these on. All I did was put a dot in the middle and then a dot on each of the petals towards the middle, so that you have a little bit more freedom as to whether you want to stand them up, lay them down, whether you want dimension or a flatter card. With this one I spaced out these really, so there's a lot of white space between them, so I had room to do my gems. Others I have overlaid each poinsettia. I added on my thank you using my T ruler to help me get a nice straight sentiment, because I do stick things on wonky. And then, yep, sticking the thank you on, adding some gems, and Bob's your uncle, you have some gorgeous, gorgeous thank you cards. Okay, so here is the card we made together. I also did a square tent fold card with the reds and oranges. I did a square one with the purples and blues, and then I did a tent fold 5 by 7 with the purples and blues too. So those are the 4 cards that I've made using the poinsettia, and I absolutely love them. This die is so pretty, and you can obviously give these some oomph. So you can have them flatter or more out, and obviously when you have that upright you can really see the dimension. Same with this one, you can see how lovely that looks from all directions, and I just adore this die set. I think it is absolutely beautiful, and it's a plate die, which means that I'm not going to lose any size of flower, because I tend to do that sometimes. That's why my favourite flower die set I have kept connected so that I can use them together, because I didn't want to break it up and lose one of them. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I do really appreciate all the support I get from you. Leave me a message below, let me know which one is your favourite. I'm really torn because these are more accurate colours, but purples, I just, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I will catch you on the next one. Keep crafting, guys. Bye. I did some die cutting using crepe papers from a Christmas collection that aren't fully Christmassy. So we've got a plaid one, we've got some polka dots, we've got some writing. Those all. Oh, and I did this snowflake one as well. So I've got a few from those just so you can see. So some of them I matched up same size with same size. Some I also added a smaller centerpiece, some I didn't. Some I mixed and matched their size to give a different look. So we've got those two there. They are just so pretty. And all I've done is stick this down in the centre. I've not stuck the petals down at all, so you can completely move these around so that they have some dimension and things like that, which I think are really pretty. So those are the ones with that paper.